Today we'll be doing Yoga Vasishtha. So you will be very surprised to know you don't know how the disease has come, right? How do you get disease? How do you suffer from disease? Right? You don't, right? So now you will come to know after learning this, how do you get disease? Okay, so first Yoga Vasishtha, let us see. This is basically a let's just quickly go to the background. Okay, what is Yoga Vasishtha? Vasishtha is the name of a Muni. And this yoga was written by him, so it is called Yoga Vasishtha. Now, who is this Yoga Vasishtha? So for this, we have to go back into the era of Ramayana. Okay, so Ramayana, in this Raja Maharaja, they send their children to Gurukul. Correct? Then they take full education from there. And when they become teenagers or adolescent teenagers, they come back. So they stay with the Guru, in the Gurukul. It was a system like that. So he had gone, they went to the Gurukul and all Rama and his three brothers, Lakshmana, Bharat, Shatrughan. So they went and they came back. They did all their studies and everything. They learned how to fight a war and all other things. Everything they learned. Then after they came back, when they came back from the Gurukul, King Dashrath, he was the eldest son, no? Lord Ram was the eldest son. He was very worried when he saw him. He's very quiet and laid back and very sad. Then he tries to find out what is causing you. Why did you should be happy, no? You have come back successful. You should be happy. What is wrong with you? What happened? Then he tries to, we graduate and we throw a party and all. No? So like that, after coming back, welcoming them, he had arranged for big function and all that. So what Lord Rama says, I don't want all this. I just want to go around my kingdom, country, my kingdom. I want to go. I want to see the people, how they are living, and then I will come back and then you can throw party and all. Party means whatever they are. Celebration. Okay. So he went around the country and his brother said they will also go with him. Then after coming back, he became all the more sad. Then his father asked him, what's wrong with you? Why are you so sad? Then he says, when I went round the kingdom, I was seeing that each and everyone was going through some or the other suffering, some or the other sadness, and somebody is sad, somebody is lost some loved one, and somebody is suffering from disease. So some or the other thing is going on. Each and everyone is having some or the other worries or sadness. So why is this sadness? Why are people suffering? When you read Buddhism story, similar, it will be on similar line and you will feel it is getting repeated. Okay, so why? We'll wonder what to do. Then he says, one of the sages, he comes to his court regularly, he will suggest you first send Lord Ram to send your son to Vasishtha Muni's ashram. Okay. Till now, all the material knowledge he has got. Everything is fit and ready, but he has not got the answers to this question. Because his father already started preparing for that Rajabhishek to make him the next Raja. Yuvraj, no? Making the next. But he said, no, I will not do that unless I get answers to all my questions. So he sent him to Vasishtha Muni's ashram. And there he started asking questions. I went around my kingdom. I saw that everybody, some or the other, worries, tension, disease, death, old age, and everything. So he asked Vasishtha Muni these questions. And then in answer, okay, Vasishtha Muni gives answer to all his questions. And those question and answers took the form of a grantha, scripture, called Yoga Vasishtha. That grantha is called Yoga Vasishtha. Okay. And this Vasishtha Muni was supposed to be the first sage of Vedanta school. Who wrote Advaita Vedanta? Advaita Vedanta was started by Adi Shankara, Shankaracharya. So this Vasishtha Muni was supposed to be the first sage. And his name is also appearing in Rig Veda. Now let us see what does this Yoga Vasishtha has. The grantha. Okay? It has. This is basically a dialogue or conversation between Prince Rama and Vasishtha Muni. Okay. And this gives the teachings of Advaita Vedanta. So the root of Advaita Vedanta is here. Okay. Advaita Vedanta. Now what is this Advaita? Advaita means two. Right? Like how we learned in Sankhya, it was a dualistic philosophy, like that we learned. Two. Purusha and Prakriti is separate. Whereas here, Advaita means it is not two. If it is not two means it is only one. It is monistic philosophy. Monistic, one. What is that one? It says that Atma and Brahman are one. Atma and Brahman are one. So that is what that Advaita philosophy says. So he starts explaining about the Advaita philosophy. Now this was happened around, see, exact date is not known. You can say 10th and 11th century. Because this Mahabharata happened after Ramayana, correct? So you can say somewhere 10, 11, and exact, the still research is going on. Exact date is still unknown. Okay, people are still trying to find out, like when was the war fought, whether it was Amavasya, Purnima, some Ekadashi, Chaturthi. So with that, they are trying to guess. Okay, so again, these are all itihasa. What is Ramayana, Mahabharata? They are itihasa, epics, and they are not mythology or mythology or however. Mythology means it's mithya. Mithya means it is false, right? So you can say 10th, 11th century. And this book, Vasishtha, Yoga Vasishtha, consists of 32,000 shlokas. Okay, 32,000 shlokas. And it also consists of many short stories and anecdotes. Okay. It also talks about a crow called Kaka Bushundi, who describes the full story. Okay, Ramayana also that word appears, the Kaka Bushundi. So it all consists of short stories, anecdotes. Acha, now this 32,000 shlokas, as time passes, who's going to read all this? How will we understand? So a shorter version of that had come out during that time. It is called Lagu Yoga Vasishtha. Lagu means small, short. And that Lagu Yoga Vasishtha itself contains 6,000 shlokas. And that original Yoga Vasishtha is called Brihat. Brihat means big. Brihat Yoga Vasishtha. Okay. Now here, in Upanishads and all, you might have heard, no? The Guru is there, the Shishya is there. It is in the form of a dialogue between Guru and Shishya. But have you ever heard Lord himself sitting in front of a Guru and taking knowledge? So that happens only in Yoga Vasishtha. Okay? It happens only in Yoga Vasishtha that Lord is taking knowledge from the Guru, seeking knowledge. Why? Does it mean that he doesn't know anything? No. He's setting an example for us that we should seek knowledge. Okay. For survival, what we have to do? We have to do. See, we have to survive. So we have to get ourselves educated, take up some job or do some business, whatever. That's what we are doing it for survival. But are those education, is it answering our spiritual questions? Like, who am I? Why am I suffering? Where have I come from? They don't address these questions. They don't answer these questions. So, Lord Rama is setting an example by sitting in front of the Guru, asking questions, and in that avatar, as Lord Rama, he will act like a normal human being. That is why that avatar has come. He has come in that avatar. He's a God himself, but he cannot use miracles. He cannot show miracles. It's a very tough avatar. He knows he's a God, but he cannot show miracles. He cannot do any magic. He has to act like a normal human being. So like a normal human being, he went to Guru. He sought knowledge from all these questions, spiritual questions. Because, see, we go to the, somebody has asthma, somebody has some problem, any problem, somebody has heart issues, they go to the doctor, they get treated means, does it mean that it's not going to come again? It is going to come again. Right? So, somebody has got heart patient. It's a heart patient. Regularly, he has to go to the doctor and take medicine. And some say change in the symptoms, he will change the medicine. Right? So, going to the doctor, doing surgery, taking medicine, will it solve the problem? Forever. I'm talking forever. Okay, it solves it. Due respect to medical field, it is advanced like anything. Okay, we have to go to the doctor. ना? ऐसा नहीं कि हम योग वशिष्ठ पढ़ेंगे तो डॉक्टर के पास जाने का जरूरत नहीं है. It's not like that. Medical field is very advanced to a great extent. We have to go to the doctor. We have to take medicines and surgery and whatnot. But we have to know what is the source of the worry. What is the source of this tension? What is the source of the disease? Every disease. What is the source? That we'll be learning here. Okay, the other names. It is also called as Maharamayan or Vasishtha Ramayan or Harsha Ramayana or Yoga Vasishtha. Okay, they are all known by different names. Okay. Now, this Yoga Vasishtha, as I told you, many of the things will get repeated in Vedanta. Many of these concepts will get repeated in Jainism. Buddhism, don't ask only. And Shaivism also, Shaiva Siddhanta, in the form of Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta was first put forward by Shankaracharya, Adi Shankar, right? And Buddhism, don't ask. Almost all the questions which Lord Buddha asks to his gurus were almost the same questions asked by Lord Ram to his guru. Okay, so he just set an example. Like, just by, because his questions are answered doesn't mean that our problem is solved. We have to also think, right? Contemplate, and ask the questions to our gurus. And it is absolutely scientific. You will come to know when you know the source of the disease. Scientific ideas. Philosophy is full of scientific ideas. What does it explain? It explains about our consciousness. It also explains how this world was created. It also explains about there are multiple galaxies, universe. Okay, like how we are living in the galaxy of the sun, like, right? Sun is there, many planets are there, and out of that we are living in on the earth. Like that, there are many galaxies and they will have their own suns, own respective Earth, Mars, Jupiter. Not exactly Mars, but like that they'll be having their planets. So it talks about multiple universes, many universes. Then what is our perception of the world? How we look at the world. And it also talks about liberation. Liberation, moksha. And it also talks about the non-dual approach. This is the first scripture that talks about non-dual, that means Advaita. Okay, non-dual approach to this creation. How this world is created, it gave a non-dual approach. That is why this Advaita Vedanta became very popular during Adi Shankara. Adi Shankaracharya, he wrote, and it became very so popular that you will see many people following Advaita Vedanta. It's because, but only one issue, those time people they used to never be very, what do you call, that time also human beings were there, now also, they used to also have ahankar. Okay, all even good people used to have ahankar. That is the only issue with this. But now तो don't ask only. For छोटी छोटी बातों पे अहंकार आ जाता है. So what is happening is, जिसको ज्ञान है, जो एक्सपर्ट है, उसको अपने ज्ञान का अहंकार. So that is why in Kali Yuga it is difficult to follow. But you see, you get a kick out of it. Some people, they drink and they get a kick out of it, right? Right? So like that, some people, they have so much knowledge कि वो बहुत fancy लगता है. So they get a kick out of it and इसमें और जाते हैं. So in this Kali Yuga may not be that feasible, but still it is very popular and people are still following. Right? So that's a non-dual approach to this creation. Of course, we are nothing. We don't know much about Advaita Vedanta. It's a very big philosophy. So we cannot comment that much about it, but this is the fact. People do have ahankar, but it comes very in a subtle manner. They don't realize. But by the time, they would have made huge amount of fan following and followers. It will be difficult for them to come out of it. Even if they have realized, it will be difficult for them. Achha. Now, Yoga Vasishtha, it is divided into 6 parts. Okay, 6 parts. Now, what are these 6 parts? This you should know. It can come in MCQs, not in the Viva. All that Viva portion is already over at 120 marks. Okay. But that 120 marks, it will come in MCQs also and Viva also. And this will come. Okay. It's divided into 6 parts. Those parts are called prakaranas. Prakaranas. What is first one is Vairagya Kand. And second one is Mumuksha Kand. Third is Utpatti Kand. This will be shared with you, don't worry. Fourth is Sthiti Kand. And fifth one is Upashama Kand. And sixth one is very huge. It is called as Nirvana Kand. That Nirvana is made of, again divided into 2 parts. That is the longest one. It talks about exactly what happens in liberation and how to get liberated. So Vairagya, it teaches you how to get detachment. It teaches you by giving many examples, stories, anecdotes. Okay. Vairagya teaches you how to be detached. All the text teaches you. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all the text teaches you. And Mumuksha, when after getting detached, that sadhaka, he should get that idea that I am now Vairagya, I am unattached and I want to get liberation. Okay, I want to get liberation like that. Okay, so that is Mumuksha. So that's the qualification of the seeker, that he should get a desire. Normally, if you're totally unattached, you should not have any desire. But you should have only one desire. That desire is to get liberated or get moksha. And the third one talks about the creation, the universe which you see, how this universe came into existence. So how the universe was created. Then Sthiti Kand talks about the actual existence of the universe. And Upashama. Upashama means when the evolution happens, when you're before getting liberated, for that particular yogi, involution also happens. That also you have learnt in Sankhya. Okay. Remember I showed you that chart. And out of Sattvic Ahankar, what came out? Out of Tamasic Ahankar, what all came out? Then what will be the right knowledge? When you get the right knowledge that both are separate, they are not one, then the Prakriti starts involution. The evolutes will go back to Sattvic Ahankar. The one which came out of Tamasic Ahankar will go back into Tamasic Ahankar. That will go back into Buddhi and it will merge with Prakriti. Correct? So, evolution and involution. So, this talks about dissolution. This was talking about creation, evolution. Now, this is talking about dissolution. And liberation, that's a very huge thing. How to get liberated. Okay. Now, this spiritual process, Chitta Bhumi, Bhumi means what? Stages. Okay, 5 stages you learned, no? Like that, the spiritual process of this also has 7 bhumis. They are called Sapta Bhumikas. Stages. 7 stages. Okay. Now, that first stage, it is called Shubhecha. Shubhecha. Okay. Now, what is a Shubhecha? It is longing for the truth. When I said Vairagya, after Vairagya is over, you have that longing to get liberation, correct? That longing, that desire. So when you get that longing or that desire to get liberated, you will start thinking, what is that final truth? I want to know the final truth. What is that ultimate truth? When he starts thinking about that final ultimate truth, then he starts thinking, is this sharir permanent? Then he will say no. Then at least these indriyas, are they permanent? Then he will answer. He only himself, he will think and he himself will answer. No. He'll go on asking, then what is that which does not change? Acha, my mana? No. Man also keeps changing every second. That is also not good. Man, buddhi, this is buddhi also, it decides what is good and bad, but that is not permanent. Ahamkar, no. Then what is remaining? Then what is that which is permanent? Okay, then he thinks. Then he thinks that only Atma is permanent. Like that, he comes to a conclusion. So for that, he has to go through all that, not what I'm saying. He actually experienced these things, whatever I said just now. He will do sadhana and he's experiencing those things. Actually experiencing that this is not God. Okay. The second stage is vicharana, the right enquiry. He will inquire. In the Shubhecha, he only has that earning, that longing. In the vicharana, he actually starts inquiring. He will think, he will ponder over whatever his guru has told. He will listen, then he will think and he will ponder over what his guru has told. Okay. Then after pondering, what will be the next step? He has to actually meditate, right? Then only he will actually realize for experience. So the third stage is Tanu Manasa. Tanu Manasa. Now he has done that right inquiry. Okay. As I said just now, he will hear, he will listen, he will think, he will ponder. So in that pondering, process of pondering, what he will do? Tanu Manasa. Manasa means man, mind, the activities of the mind. So he will start observing the activities of the mind and one by one, he will start taking it out of the mind. So what can you compare this with? Can you compare it with Chitta Vritti Nirodha? There also same thing happens. You have to sit, you have to contemplate on those vrittis, whether it is useful or not useful. It is useful, okay. Not useful, out of the system. Right? There also used to do the same thing. So here also he is doing the same thing. Tanu Manasa. He's contemplating. He's pondering over everything and one by one He is removing all the mental activities. He is abandoning all the activities of the mind. Okay. And then what he'll do? Will he remove all the activities of the mind? No. He has to still do meditation. No? He'll fix his mind on one thing and abandon all the remaining activities of the mind. Okay. So you can remember for the Tanumanasa, compare it with the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Like that, if you compare, you can remember. The next stage is Sattva Patti. Now, what is this Sattva Patti? To attain Sattva. Sattva is the final stage, pure stage. Right? Pure stage of reality. So he wants to attain that stage of Sattva Patti. Now, in this stage, remember, I told you this is non-dual. It means one. Atman and Brahman are one. Right? So he tries to realize that Brahman. He tries to know Brahman. He tries to get knowledge of that Brahman. Then only he can conclude, no, that Atman and Brahman is one. First, he has to get the knowledge of that Brahman. So now, what is this stage called? That Sattva Patti stage is called as Brahma with. Brahma means Brahman. With means to know. To know. So Brahma with means the one who knows the Brahman. Okay. The one who knows the. Okay. Now, in all these stages, he is still under, there are 3 types of karmas. That also you might have learned in, no, in Vrittis, Vrittis, in the sutras. You have not learned, right? Oh, that's good. There are 3 types of karmas. First of all, I try to understand that. One is Sanchita karma, second is Prarabdha, third is Agami. Again, I will be talking about this in Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. That I will be talking about this in that. Okay. So, Sanchita karma, Prarabdha karma, and Agami. Now, what is Sanchita karma? Sanchita karma means, just for you to understand, I'm just telling you, we carry a backpack, totally. Right? Backpack, wherever we go, we carry, right? Backpack. So, when the Atma leaves the body, what happens? The subtle body, Sukshma Sharir, also leaves along with that. Now, what does that Sukshma Sharir contain? Like how you said in Chitta Vritti Nirodha, the Chitta consists of the impressions of all the previous births and this birth. Right? Have you studied like that in class? No? Similarly, here this Sanchita Karma, that Sukshma Sharir, like that backpack is filled with things, no? It carries one small, it doesn't carry a backpack for you to understand, and small backpack like thing is there. And that backpack is full of karmas. Full, it is up to the brim, it is filled with karmas. So when the Atma leaves the body, this Sukshma Sharir, along with this Sanchita Karma backpack, it carries that backpack. And then, before entering into another body, it goes along with this karma, Sanchita. Okay? Now what is, and that is full of karma. which has to be experienced by you. By you means by you and me. It has to be experienced. And when can you experience? Only when that time comes, when the time is conducive for you to experience, only then you can experience. Now, next is prarabdha karma is exactly that. Out of that sanchita karma, see that apple tree, Isaac Newton sat below the apple tree. You have heard of the story, na? Suddenly one apple fell on his head and then he thought of gravity, correct? So how did that apple fall? Because it was fully ripened, right? It was fully ripened and because of gravity, it fell down. So similarly, here, so many karmas are there. They are all, imagine a tree. Okay? Tree has roots, branches, and fruits. Correct? So that one particular apple ripened, so it fell down. So like that, this bag is filled with so many sanchita karma. Only those karmas which are ripened, those apples, those karmas which are ripened, will wait for that conducive time, the right time, and that karma ripens will be experienced by you. Okay? Right? So that is called prarabdha. So is janam mein, can you finish up all that bag in one janam? No, you cannot finish. Only few which are designed. They have already been designed. They will get ripened in this birth, and only those ripened ones which is ready to give you result. Those are called prarabdha. Okay. Now, third one is agami. Agami karma is, say, it's within a short time. It happens within this lifetime. So, for example, you're doing this course. Okay. So, when will you get the result? After 3 months, you will complete the course, sit for the exam, then you will get the result. Right? So, that karma you're doing, na? You're sitting for the course, you're studying for the exam, and then you will give the exam, and then you will pass, and then you will get that certificate. That is your fruit. So, that is agami karma. That doesn't happen only for good things. Suppose a thief is there. He goes and robs, steals something, and the police catches him. Agami karma. Now the next, so these 3 karmas in the previous 4 stage which we saw, the yogi is subjected to these 3 karmas, right? The previous 4 stages which we saw just now. All you have to know only the names. Don't worry. So yogi is still not free. That's all I'm saying. He's only thinking of liberation. So he will be still subjected to these 3 kind of karmas which I am talking about. Okay? ये इतने अच्छे हैं, योगी हैं, उनको क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? Why is he suffering? Like that, people might ask. He is still going through those karmas. So he's still in this material world. He still has that physical world. He will be subjected. Okay? And then he has to practice the samadhi. Now, what is that samadhi? Again, you might have learned sampragyata samadhi, asampragyata samadhi. You might have heard, no? Right? So, because he has been practicing the samadhi, he is undergoing all these 3 and he's trying to come out of that karma. Come out of that force of that karma or that reaction of that karma. So for that, he has to practice samadhi. contemplation. He'll be contemplating. Now let us look at the remaining stages. Asam Sakti. Acha. After doing all this, Samadhi, and he's trying to come out of that Prarabdha and Agami karma. For that, he's practicing Samadhi, right? So what happens? He's unaffected by whatever is happening in this world. He is very much a part of this world. He is very much living in this world, but he is unaffected by whatever is happening around him. He's unaffected by whatever is happening around. Achha, now what will you call this? This stage is called Brahma Vidvara. Brahma Vidvara. He has already got the knowledge of the Brahman. Okay, Brahma Vid. Now in addition, he's unaffected by what is happening around. So you have heard about this in any other scriptures? Compare and tell me. Did you learn Sthita Prajna? What is Sthita Prajna?
Yeah. Detachment. He is having complete detachment.
Detachment. He's still a part of this world, but he's totally detached. Correct? Yes. And what about in Yoga Sutra? Jivan Mukti. Okay. So, acha, in Yoga Vasishtha, this stage is called Brahma Vid Varam. Brahma Vid means he knows the Brahman already. Brahma Vid Vara is unaffected by, is detached, unaffected. Now let us go to the next stage. Padhartha Abhavana. Padhartha. Padhartha means what? Substance. Abhavana. Abhavana means abhava, absence. So what he is seeing the absence of substances around him. Acha, now he is seeing absence of substance. Then what is remaining? Brahman. Right? See, this material things was created by him. Okay. So he is not able to see any of the material. That doesn't mean they are not existing. The material world is existing. Things are still existing. For him, it is abhava, absence. He is not able to see those material things. Then what is he able to see? He is able to see the Brahman. Because he is seeing the Brahman, he is not able to. For him, there is abhava. ऐसा नहीं कि उसने देख लिया तो पूरा वर्ल्ड बंद हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. Okay? But that is called Padhartha Abhavana. So he is not able to see any external things around him. Acha. First was Brahmavid, knower of the Brahman. Second was Brahmavid Vara. Means he is doing his duty, but he is unattached. Okay, whatever his duty he is doing, unattached. Acha. Now here what he is saying, Brahmavid Variya. Okay, next stage. Why? Because he is not able to see the material things. For him it is abhava, it's absent. Okay? Non-cognition. He is not able to cognize the material things. Achha. At this stage, what happens? At this stage, he comes to realize that I am not a karta. That realization he gets that I am not a karta. Then, when he realizes that he is not, have you learned somewhere? Karta, drashta, where have you learned?
I mean, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras also,
Yes,
it's been mentioned in the
yes,
first, the second one only, that, yoga, that it becomes a drashta. He just becomes a
drashta.
witness to,
Yes, yes. So here similarly, he has come to realize that I am not the karta. When he realizes that, I told you about those three karmas, Sanchita, Prarabdha and Agami, correct? Now here, what happens? Imagine, we never thought that we can empty that bag, Sanchita karma bag, right? Here at this stage, the moment he realizes that I am not the karta, the Sanchita karma is over. Agami karma is also over. But what remains? Prarabdha. Because he is still alive, right? This body is still there. He is still alive. So only the Prarabdha karma will remain. Then what will he do? Only when the Prarabdha karma, see, body is alive, no? Regular karma, like, getting up, taking bath, going to the bathroom. These are all you cannot avoid, these karmas. As long as the body is alive, these karmas you cannot avoid. He has to keep doing this karma till he gives up his body. So only the prarabdha will remain. Then what is the next stage? Turiya. Turiya is perpetual samadhi. Now, have you heard of the Turiya somewhere? In Upanishads, you might have heard. Right? Yes, you might have heard in
yes, ma'am.
those 4 stages of consciousness, right? Jagrut, all that you might have heard, no? In that, the last stage is Turiya. Right? So, Turiya. So, here, the meaning of Turiya is perpetual samadhi. Acha. Now, Brahma with Vanya is over. That's the abhava or of the padartha around it. Abhava means absent. Now, in this Turiya stage, these karmas are all destroyed. Only prarabdha is remaining. Now, what will happen? This Turiya stage is called as Brahma with Varishta. Brahma with Varishta, where he stops performing the activities. Okay? He stops. Not even by his will, not even by prompting of others. Because everything is destroyed, no? With so much of difficulty, the Sanchita karma and Agami have been destroyed. With so much of difficulty, with so much of practice. So why will he go for it again? So he does not perform any activities. So when you don't perform any activity, what happens? When you stop performing your karma, what happens? After 3 days, till 3 days, you will stop approximately. Not the body. He can drop off his body. Okay? Around 3 days after entering into this stage of Turiya. And that is known as Brahma with Varishta. Okay? Now, the next one is again very detailed. So, we have only finished the history, introduction, and what are all there. Okay, what all are there in the just in the form of introduction, we have seen what are the prakaranas are there, what all the things are there. We have seen. Now, this one, we will do it in the next class. Okay? You will come to know how you get the disease. That is what you are concerned. And that is what is there in Yoga for Wellness. I was about to take that, but good, we took this. This is exactly there in Yoga for Wellness. Same concept. I'll be just repeating, but you will be applying it in you will be applying that concept practically. That's all. And that also you will get in this itself, this wake up. In this PPT. Okay.